the team that can just literally be the most confident, most cool and collected, and not a lot of times in the playoffs, I feel like
No, I need to make sure that I'm
they
not
don't
gonna
win
get
those. You know, if you just
strike
play a
for
clean
listening to
game, you don't
this.
turn the ball over, you don't have a ton of penalties. You know, there's one or two plays in the outcome of that game that's going to make the difference. And we don't know when they're going to be. You just have to make the play when it comes up.
I don't think I'm going to get
And I
it
think
for,
at that
for
point,
the
you know, it's all about, you know,
Pat McAfee,
the
but then
superstar
once
shine
they
and
start
let
playing
them
some
go
other
out there
stuff,
and
I'm
do
going
their
to
thing.
Joey Burrow seemingly that. AJ, your question for Vinny.
Adam, during your time with the Patriots, what does Belichick do there to separate himself from other coaches when you talk about like in-game, like game situations? How does he do that to go above and beyond?
Well, I'm going to even take it a step earlier than that and go to what Bill Parcells did in my rookie year.
Big tuna.
The big tuna.
He's on the 33rd team.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. He was my rookie year. We made it to the Super Bowl. Lost to your team, obviously, when Brett Favre was there leading the pack. But he always said, "Listen, I know it's the Super Bowl, but you're just trying to beat the team on the other side of the field. It's if you start thinking about Super Bowls and what it means, then it gets really big and it gets kind of overwhelming. If you're just really concentrating and saying, I'm not trying to win the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to beat whomever, right? The team that we're playing this week. This game. And then you prepare that way. I think it keeps it all in perspective a little bit. Obviously, the hoopla and the fireworks and all the crazy stuff that goes into it adds excitement. But, you know, AJ, you probably know better than anybody. You get out there the first series, you make a couple tackles, the pads start popping. After that excitement goes away, then it's just a game, right? It's just a normal game. And if you can really, you know, keep your mind calm so you're making all the, you know, making the right judgments and doing the right things, I think it makes it a lot easier. And I think that's what Belichick did from day one. He always said, listen, I'm going to give you guys a game plan. If you execute, you got a really good chance to win the game. So, you know, that's what we did. We all kind of drank the Kool-Aid. We all believed in what he was preaching, and if you executed that and guys did their stuff, a lot of times they ended up winning the game, obviously.
Yeah, execution's so easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, execution's so easy. Just like this right here. Obviously, this is a conversation starter for everybody when they're talking about the dynasty, and there's still Raiders fans that are pissed off about this. But yeah, just do your job.
Yeah.
Hey, fucking just execute, bro.
Yeah, simple.
That's it.
Here's the game plan. Go out there in the middle of a snowstorm and make a kick that you're not supposed to make at all from 45 yards. Can you walk us through this? And when you watch this, do you get, like, what? Do you remember this moment right here in your head? Like, were you scared to death? Were you fucking pumped? Were you trying not to think? Were you like, holy shit, how am I here? What were you going through the entire thing?
I would say I was probably more scared to death as I'm watching the Tuck Rule review and realizing, holy shit, we get the ball back. Oh yeah, by the way, it's coming all down to you, man. You know, like, this is what it's going to be. So at that point, you know, once I got out on the field, I really had three thoughts. You know, first and foremost, you know, try to attack the ball, but stay light on your feet. Just like anybody, you're running on ice. If your cleats don't stick, you're falling on the ground, and then the ball's going to end up hitting your center right in the back of the head. And
Don't
game
need
over.
that.
Don't need that.
Hold on, though. Let's talk about this at the bottom because it's very prevalent to what was going on with Maher. Missed 4 of the last 5 field goal attempts. I never heard that before. Is that real?
I don't know. Evidently it is. If I got it I didn't realize that at that point.
We don't know what the bottom of that graphic says, though. We have no idea. That might be like in a blizzard.
Yeah, in conditions.
Yeah, we have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I think it was. I think the announcer said something about that being at that distance and something. So maybe it was 45 and I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I tell you one thing. I wasn't thinking about missing 4 of the last 5, if that's truly what was going on. For me, it was all about, hey, you know, these guys aren't going to be able to get a good rush, get it straight and get it above the line of scrimmage. And thank goodness, as it left and I saw that they didn't block it, then it was all about, I don't know if it's going to have enough distance in this snow, you know, let's hope for the best. And I really didn't know until the referees at the back of the end zone raised their hands. I couldn't really see it. Couldn't tell if it was good or not.
Hell yeah, because it's a snow globe. What a kick. What a moment. Obviously, that would go on to launch a dynasty that the NFL will never see again.
Hell yeah.
Or before. What a kick. What a moment. And, you know, we're talking about here's an overtime. You got to make another one.
Substantially easier kick. Not just because of the distance, but, you know, we called a timeout. We cleaned a bunch of ground. I know you know about that. You've been out there with me before cleaning off ground and stuff like that. But, you know, and then Gruden tried to – this is the one time that a coach actually icing me probably benefited us, right? Because it gave my my offensive lineman with the big size 16 cleats to get out there and move a little bit more ground. And, not to say a game winner's ever easy, but this one compared to the one, quarter before that was substantially different.
So you're coming out here sighing a little bit of relief. Oh, thank God. I can see the ground. I'm not going to fall.
Right.
We've
right,
already
exactly,
done this. This
Exactly.
is no problem.
Tied.
And then you murder that ball dead center. And then obviously in the Super Bowl, you have like a 49-yarder that you hit at the top of the upright. Couldn't have been a better ball, I don't think. You hit it cleaner. You have something inside of you, okay, that not a lot of people have. And Joe Burrow seemingly is a guy that has it. What is that?
I would love to tell you that I was born with, or I developed the ability to, be a clutch under pressure. I don't know. I do think that there's certain people that are born with the want or the ability to say, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Mariano Rivera, these guys are like, these guys are, and ladies are the type of people that go, I want the game coming down to me. I want to be the reason, LeBron, I want to be the reason why we win or lose. And I think, I was kind of that same person, playing soccer as center midfield, and in baseball I either wanted to pitch or catch. I'd leave it there. I know what you're thinking. Knock it off. I know you. Anyway, but I always wanted to, be in the middle of the game and be the reason why. So once I get to football, obviously 59 minutes of the game, I'm standing on the sideline, but I guess this is the one opportunity that I can put exclamation on the game or the icing on the cake or whatever you want to do.
And kind of own it.
Own it, yeah. And I tell you what.
Because some people are scared to death for that.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
For sure. I remember Jeff Saturday, first year in Indy. We're on the sidelines during training camp. Back then, we're doing some two-a-days and stuff like that. And he looked at me, and he didn't swear, but he just looked at me like, man, like I want to be you every single day, except for Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
He goes, that's too much pressure for me. I don't want to be a part of that. He said, I'll take my 60 plays, and if I do really well on 55 of them, somebody's not even going to notice those other couple plays where I may got beat or something happened or whatever. You're on an island when you're punting and kicking and doing that kind of stuff.
Corner, quarterback.
Yeah.
This is just like golfers, baseball
doubt.
player, pitchers, like all those things that it's like we know if you fuck up or not. Like the whole world knows if what you did was good or not. And you're the greatest of all time at it. I honestly believe it, and it happens in conversation. You're like considered the most clutch, one of the most clutch humans of all time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool thing to be known as. You need to know that. But your ass wanted to be what, a brain surgeon or something?
Well, I did my
He wanted to be a fucking brain. You know what it was?
Hell yeah.
cardiothoracic.
Oh, heart. Sorry, heart
Yeah,
surgeon.
even more important, clutch.
Right.
Guy wanted to be a fucking heart surgeon.
Yep.
AJ was like, yeah, let me be the guy that goes in there and puts hearts together. It's like, okay, so you are.
A little bit of pressure involved with that job.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. Connor has a question for you, Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny, obviously not telling you to pick a side here or want you to, but obviously the debate a lot when it comes to New England is the whole Brady Belichick shit. And you got to play with Peyton with the Colts and then Luck for a little bit. Why do you think that can only happen in the Patriots dynasty when you have two guys at the most important positions, one with head coach, one with Tom Brady? And do you think that we'll ever see that again with, maybe a Mahomes and Andy Reid or even like a Burrow and Taylor?
So I think the really cool situation in New England was is that everybody knows Tom was a 6th-round draft choice. He didn't get his opportunity until Bledsoe got hurt, and then they kind of put him into the situation, right?
Almost died.
Exactly. So for me, I look at it this way, like, and everybody wants to say what's the reason?
Yeah.
Is it this guy or this guy? And I honestly think it's both guys because Belichick can coach a lot of great quarterbacks. Will they turn into Tom? Probably not. Tom's a diamond. He was a diamond in the rough, and he developed into who he was. Now, would Tom have been as good as he is now without Belichick's tutelage and teachings and helping the team and developing him that way? I think they both deserve a decent amount of credit, and everybody wants to go, yeah, but who? Which one's more important?
Yeah.
Listen, I know Belichick when he was in Cleveland, he wasn't as successful yet, but I also think that head coaches in particular, it takes some growing pains to figure it out. Like very few head coaches that first get there, man, they take off and everything's great. And I think at that point, you just kind of get to the point like, Belichick and his staff were really good at putting the puzzles together, the right guys onto the team that they could trust, believe in. So then when Bill said, this is our game plan, and I want you guys to execute that. And that's the cool thing about that team. And when I was there in particular, it was like it wasn't any one guy, and it wasn't like, hey, if this guy goes down, our next guy up is really ready to go, knowledgeable, and he's a good player as well. Some teams go, hey, I want the best player at this position, and the number 2 guy is a significant downfall. New England was never that way. All the guys were solid B+ or A type of guys.
Yeah, and then also what was like because to your point right there, when they paid Bledsoe $100 million, and then right before the Super Bowl, there's the decision like, okay, do we go with Tom Brady, who isn't the $100 million man? Like for you in the locker room, is there any sort of like looking to the guys to your left and right, like, holy shit, we're not going with Bledsoe?
A lot of us didn't know this was. I don't think I remembered this being the case.
No, till Man in the Arena.
Till Man in the Arena. That right before the Super Bowl, there's an actual decision being made. The $100 million quarterback, which is a massive contract back in the day, Drew Bledsoe, or the young guy that's going. That was a real thing. I didn't remember.
Well, and that's because Tom got injured in the AFC Championship game against Pittsburgh. Bledsoe comes in, marks down the field, throws a strike in the back of the end zone to seal the game, whatever. Then people are like, holy shit, what are we going to do? Is it this guy or this guy? Well, it's beautiful when you have 2 choices, but I'm so glad that was way above my pay scale, because I don't know what I would have done either. Because, obviously Bledsoe was the face of the team. He was the franchise player, but that changed right then. You know what I mean? It really did. Once Tom won that, I remember Bledsoe and Tom, and Bledsoe said to him during the Super Bowl, or at the end of the Super Bowl, he grabbed him and he said, this is your team now. And it was. I mean, after that point on, it was just the way it was.
AJ, what do you got for Vinny, pal?
I'm sure he's been asked many times, what do you think of the whole Brett Maher situation, Maher, however you say his last name, in Dallas? And have you ever seen anybody go through something like that?
We've any kicker that's kicked has gone through a time where you're just sitting there going, I know what to do, but I don't know why the hell the ball's not going where it's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Now, have I seen a guy that has missed 5 consecutive extra points from the game before and then 4 more in a game? No, that's a tough thing. Honestly, at some point, for me, I miss a kick and I go, man, I want to get out there and like get that monkey off my back right away and just put it behind me and just keep moving forward. But I've never got to a point where it got so far gone, and I could almost guarantee the third one that he missed in that game was going to be missed left, because he pushes 2 right and he goes, hell or high water, I'm not missing this sucker right. And sure enough, he pulls it left. And it was just one of those things that I was asked a lot of times this last week, would you replace him? And I go, listen, I'm not in the locker room. I'm not around. I don't know what his confidence level is. I'm not there. But if you start bringing in guys to work out, that's going to destroy him. So if you're going to bring in guys, you better replace him. And if the guy's on the street right now, he's probably not as good as Brett anyway. You know what I mean? So it was a tough situation for him for sure. We all have times where, I watch you on your show banging 3-pointers all the time. But
and then what?
Well, and then there's got to be a time where
just missed 4 straight. Just missed 4 straight.
It's crazy. But the great thing about it is competitors like yourself and like myself and like him, you just keep going out there and doing it. I mean, you're going to have a day where it's not great, but it doesn't mean you stop shooting or kicking. That's for sure.
I try to tell the young guys all the time, and I'm happy you're saying this because you're the GOAT, but I try to tell young kickers when I run into them, like, hey, you're going to have days where you are terrible. Okay, and this is going to happen for the rest of your life. There's going to be days where you are kicking a ball and you're like, wow, I am the worst person on earth. Just know that we all have them. Is what I just know that all of us have them, whether it's a punter or a kicker, and I think that's a big deal. Like, I think when I was in high school or when I was in college, I just assumed that, like, these NFL guys never have a bad day. And it's like, there's some days in practice where the ball is just for one reason or another not going anywhere you need it. And I thought there's a chance that he either gets through it or he's going to have to completely reconstruct everything, which some golfers have had to happen. Some kickers have had to happen. You never really had that. You were awesome.
Well, I had some times where obviously that I missed some kicks and your confidence is shaking a little bit. Maybe at that point you're trying to think about it. The crappy thing is when you miss one at the end of the season and then you have to sit on that one for a long time. That's the worst situation. But for me, like when you're saying you're going to have a bad day or this or that, the key to it is and I tell young kickers all the time or my son or whoever, I sit there and I go, here's the thing. What you consider your bad day, I said, as you develop and you get better and better, that when your bad day is still a pretty damn good day, that's when you know you've made it to the next level. And I know in practice, you might punt one ball that you're not happy with, or I might miss one kick, and I'm pissed because I'm like, it's supposed to be perfect every single time. And I think that's what separates good from great or great from whatever, because when you get to the point where the 99 out of 100 isn't good enough, then that's the level that you have to try to get to an elite level, I think.
You're awesome. He missed one kick. It was fucking, we're going to the other field. Let's kick 10 more. All right, here we go.
I've seen you do that too, buddy.
Well,
I've seen you do that too.
We're talking about you here, pal.
Right.
You're the guest. Tone has a question for you, Vinny.
We just pushing weights, or is it diet too? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, bro, you look fucking ridiculous.
What's going on?
That video you put on the internet of you and AJ getting after it.
Hell yeah.
You are so fucking jocked, dude. Look at you, bro. Look at your kid. You guys are jocked, just some Italian stallions moving weight over there. You look good, brother. You look great.
Well, here's the thing. After COVID, we all sat around and I ate and drank a little bit too much. And then at one point, I got out of the shower and looked in the mirror and I go,
Oh, look at the tries, dude.
I said, this is BS. I got to get back in shape. So, the beautiful thing about being retired is I've got a lot of time to do that kind of stuff. I got zero excuses not to get into the gym. So to answer your question, lifting a lot, working out, doing some cardio, trying to eat healthier. I kind of bulked the last 2 months of Thanksgiving and Christmas because, like the whole world did, you know what I mean, like a mass bulking, if you will. But give me a couple months and I'll be back down. I'll be a little more shredded.
Oh, you're going into a shred. Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to
enter a competition. Get into a bodybuilding competition.
Oh shit.
What are you doing?
Do they have a plus 50 old guy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like dog shit thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
What are you trying to do? Is it for looks, or are you trying to just move weight?
It's never been about like how strong can I get. I just want to look good. I want to look better naked than I do with my clothes on. If that makes sense.
There you go.
All right, Vinny.
Whatever.
Nude is calling.
Hey, seems like it's working out.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever share a shower again, but I'll give you a little judge. How about there's a lot of things going on right now. You talked about Jeff Saturday there a little bit ago. He comes in as the head coach of this Colts team.
Oh.
Obviously, they beat the shit out of the Raiders.
Hell yeah.
And he had tweeted weeks before that this Raiders team is not good at football. So he knew that he was going to beat them or whatever. Then, obviously, what happens against the Cowboys. 33-zip in the fourth quarter, end up losing. Then the Vikings game, biggest comeback in the history of football or whatever, 33-0. At halftime, they go down. What's wrong with the Colts? And do you think Jeff Saturday still wants to be a head coach? And would you pick him to be your head coach?
Lots of questions there. Does he still want to? I believe he still does. I think he would like to have an opportunity where he's got a multi-year commitment and he can actually make some changes. You come in and as an interim coach, you can, even if you see things that are broken, I'm not sure how much leash you have to actually do what you need to do. Hey, this guy needs to get cut, or we need to do this or that. I don't know if you even have the ability to do that. So at that point, he, and I hate to say this and people will kill me, but I don't know.
People will kill you for it.
Well, right, but I don't know how much of a difference he could have made. Could they have won a few more games? Sure. I think the Colts have solid players, good athletes, good
The
players.
roster seemingly good.
I just think that the leadership part may be suffering just a little bit. And I've always been around teams that had, and it sounds dumb because the National Football League is all about alpha males, 100%. But I had the alphas of the alphas leading teams that I was on, right? I remember the Willie McGinnis of the Patriots way back in the day. He would give the old, hey, fellas, we're lifting at 6 a.m., but we don't have to then. That's when we're doing it, right? And his group of guys would be there. And if everybody's there on time, the last guy there, even though he got there at 5:52, he's getting dog
He's late,
because he's late, right? So that's just a different type of mentality that puts to the next. Dungy was a great coach, but he wasn't the dictator, right? He was a dad. He was a brother, right? Peyton was the guy that was like, listen, you're going to do this or you're going to be gone, right? And I just don't know if they have enough.
Are there any of those people left? I think Joe Burrow is. I think Joe Burrow is one of those guys.
Correct.
I think there's a lot of accountability coming directly from Joe Burrow. Now, he might go about it a different way than other people do, but I feel like he's a guy. It does seem like we don't have that guy. What's that all about?
We just need more leadership, I think, and that's me. And it sounds easy, I'll just find some guys that got good leadership. You can find guys with talent all the time. That's what the draft is for. That's what, combine to see who's got talent. Talent, I'm not saying is easy, but there's lots of guys with talent. Leadership is a whole different thing, and I think the teams, the Ray Lewises of the world, these kind of guys, and it doesn't, and I'm not talking rah-rah. It doesn't have to be rah-rah.
Those are the worst, actually.
But you have to sit there and watch this guy and go, holy Reggie Wayne, when he was on our team, he was a great leader. He sat there and not only made himself the best as he could, but he tried to drag all the other receivers
T.Y.
up with
will
it.
give like a direct quote about Reggie making him so much better.
That's what I'm saying. And I just, and I don't want the guys that are there saying, well, piss off, Vinny. I mean,
I know,
what the
I'm
hell do you
scared
know?
to say that every time I know a microphone, but it's like, you gave up 33-0. You lose 33-0 in the fourth quarter. You've gotten a coach fired, numerous quarterbacks. Now, that might be an issue, too. No stability at the quarterback position,
For sure.
which is the most important position, so they might get sick of it. But it seemingly they have a locker room issue almost.
No doubt, and you're absolutely right. I always sat there, and I remember at one point sitting there going, man, are these quarterbacks really worth that kind of money? And then I saw when Peyton was with us, he went out, and we missed him the half a year, and that was the suck for luck year, right?
Yeah,
That we didn't win a lot of games. And then I went, oh, yeah. That guy
He's
is
worth-
absolutely worth $50 million or whatever the amount of money that it is. Yeah.
Turns out he'd go on to have great success in Denver as well.
Set records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan said he was okay being the jerk. Do you remember that?
Yeah, being
Whole
a leader,
entire-
telling him what to do.
Being that type
He
of
was a
prick.
Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's awesome. But now he's got to have about 4 generals around him that
Okay.
helps put that home, right?
Yeah.
Like any coach, if Belichick didn't have the guys believing and drinking the Kool-Aid, I keep saying that, but if they didn't have the guys that would enforce what he wanted, then there's a mutiny, and guess what? You're 2-15, and you're out the next door. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
for the way I look at it is, you can be that, but you also have to have guys around you that are going to help enforce that.
It's hard to build a team. Certainly is hard to build a team. Every team's trying to do it. There's only 4 left in the NFL right now, vying for a Super Bowl, which this man has 4 of them. Kool-Aid. You ever watch that doc on Jonestown?
I did.
I did.
Yeah.
It was wild down
Crazy.
there. It was.
Crazy.
It was wild. It was very wild down there.
Yeah.
They did drink it too.
Oh yeah. Well, some of them were forced to, but yeah, they all drank it.
Yeah, it did seem like there
Is it-
wasn't a lot of other options out there.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? You watch movies? Just work out all day?
A little bit of everything. I'm enjoying. Hey,
You
listen.
kick balls anymore?
I was helping Gronk kick a couple balls, so
Yes.
I actually
There we go.
did kick a few balls during that time.
Okay, let's dive into the Kick of Destiny.
All right.
Kick of Destiny happening live during the Super Bowl.
Third quarter,
Adam,
yep.
Adam been in third quarter?
I believe that's correct.
Okay, here we go. We got a little
I don't
bit
know
more.
if I should have said that. Maybe
No,
I'm not
no,
supposed
no,
to.
no,
know.
no,
Now we know.
This is good. Now we know. Now we know. Third quarter, Kick of Destiny commercial for FanDuel. Live, Gronk has to kick a, do we know the distance?
I believe it's somewhere around like 25 to 30 yard type of thing. So,
Okay.
So I know initially when we were doing the commercials and stuff, he said, hey man, I kicked a 33 yarder in high school, so that's kind of where we started. And I mean, I love Gronk. He's a rock star.
What's going on here?
Well, stop it. He's a rock star. He's a fun dude. He's hilarious.
What's going on here?
What's up?
I don't know. I'm
There's
excited.
a butt section.
There's a butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I said, but with all of, he's got a million Super Bowl moments, but he's never kicked, during a ball during the Super Bowl. So the butt comes. He's an exceptionally good athlete, but he's not a kicker. And if anything from 2 weeks shows that kicking at high pressure situations is not as easy as we all think. So do I think he can do it? I watched a bunch of kicks, and he got better over time. Does he need to continue to work? Absolutely.
Are you really coaching him? Are you sending him videos? Let's go.
We've talked a few times since the stuff, and yeah, I'm going to be out there standing right next to him. So hopefully, come on, man.
Who's holding for him?
I
Are
was
you
gonna say
holding?
full operation, or
It's just on like a it's just
Tee.
being held. No, it's no snap hold kick. No, that's a
Okay.
whole nother situation. So no, it's just off the ground. Let's go. But it'll be exciting. It's
All
gonna
right,
be
here we
awesome.
go.
Come on,
All right,
Gronk.
Vinny. I didn't know that you're taking this as like a coaching gig. Though.
Yeah, but hey, man, have you ever known me not to
No.
try to succeed and
That's
try
right.
to help us win?
That's
Let's
right.
go.
And great acting in that commercial.
oh yeah.
I thought you guys actually crushed
Yeah,
it.
that was sweet.
It's
Good
pretty fun.
commercial.
He's a fun dude. Like half the time, I didn't know if he's joking around or being. He's a hell of a good actor because I'm cracking up half the time trying to like stay serious and do that stuff. But it was a lot of fun. FanDuel, obviously, you guys know they're an awesome company. They did. I mean, it was such a fun experience being out there and being part of it.
Hell yeah, we're happy you're a part of the FanDuel family.
Yeah. But he retired for a lucrative acting career, so he better be good.
That was the thought a couple years back. He returned and played football again. You think he's going to play football again?
I don't think so, to be honest with you. I think he is really enjoying life. Same kind of thing like with what Manning did. You know, once he left football, he got involved in so many different fun activities, and you know, I think Gronk's doing the same thing. You know, I just talked to him. I'm like, hey, what's your week? Well, I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and he's all over the place. So I think he's enjoying having a little less football stress and less stress and pain on your body, and enjoying kind of the good life a little bit.
$10 million in free bets if Rob Gronkowski can bang home a 20 to 25, 30-yard field goal in the third quarter of the Super Bowl live with Adam Vinatieri next to him. We assume he's making. He's Rob.
For sure.
He's Rob Gronkowski.
That's right. You have to assume.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where's it at? Is it at a high school or is it taking place at?
It's going to be at a college field, live
Okay.
satellite kind of.
Lit-
But I'm not giving up too much information because we don't need a bunch of crazy fans or any of that
smart,
stuff.
smart,
So,
smart.
Just put two and two together. If you know Gronk, you know what it is.
uh-huh.
For sure.
Woody
Okay.
High.
He did give a shout out to Woody High the other day while he was on NFL on Fox pregame. He is
Went
everywhere.
to school at Arizona in
Bingo.
Tucson.
Yeah, former Patriots coach, also the head coach at Arizona now as well.
Who's that?
Jed Fish.
Jed Fish, yeah.
All right, they got a squad out there. I'm excited to see him. He's going to knock it home. He needs to aim right, though, don't you think? All those big guys who try to do soccer style always pull it left.
It's hilarious. His size freaking 21 shoe or whatever. I'm like, okay, we're just swinging a boat through there trying to hit a ball. It's hilarious. But, you know, he made a couple of them, like, there's a couple times I'm like, damn, that looked really good. And there was a couple times I was like, ooh, ho, ho, ho. So I don't know where we're going, but it's going to be awesome. I'm his coach. I'm his biggest fan.
Third quarter, kick of destiny.
Here you go, Gronk.
10 mil. That's been Overreaction Monday. Vinny, we did a giveaway already with Bruce.
Uh-huh.
I got to make a shot.
Yeah, here we go. Pulling in the hole here.
He's making it. Guarantee it.
This one's for you, Vinny. No. Shit. That one wasn't for you, Vinny.
Look
I
good.
lied.
Look good.
I was joking. This one's for Vinatieri. Bam! Oh! Damn it! Brand new shoes, can't get them scuffed.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hit some tomorrow. Aaron Rodgers Tuesday tomorrow.
Here we go.
I think we got some other guests as well. Not 100% sure.
Nice.
Got a big week coming up, man.
Huge.
Championship weekend's coming up, AJ. Let's go, dude. The NFL is in its biggest moments right now. Everything that happens this point forward will be remembered forever. Like this man, AJ Hawk, and like you, AJ Hawk, from the Super Bowl, your rookie year.
Hell yeah.
AJ.
Not my rookie
God
year.
damn
Oh,
it.
well, no, not my rookie year. Vinny's rookie year. And your rookie year. You guys both played in the Super Bowl, huh?
Yeah.
Look at you. Vinny, how do you feel about that one? Going in your rookie year to the Super Bowl, how'd that feel?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
That was
Both of you, but yeah.
unfortunately, my rookie year. Well, the most hilarious thing about it is everybody wanted to talk about, hey, what do you think of Scott Norwood? What do you think of Scott Norwood? What if it comes down to a kick at the end of the game? What do you think about that? I'm like, really wasn't thinking about it until you actually started talking about it. So, so they had me paranoid as hell. But, you know, the thing about it is like, I didn't even get a field goal attempt. I think they ended up beating us 2 touchdowns, and it was just a bunch of touchdowns and extra points. It was, you know, I had a couple, 2 or 3 extra points, but they, after who was it? Reggie White came through and tossed Max Lane and stripped the ball out. That was kind of the beginning of the end for us. But we gave her hell. We just didn't have enough to get him. But it was exciting, and I was thinking, man, you know, rookie year, this is easy. We'll be back again next year. And it took 6 years to get back. So the second time, I definitely soaked it in and enjoyed it, and kind of like thought about it a lot more than I did in my rookie year for sure.
Yeah, I just assumed we're going back every year.
Yeah.
A couple years later, we're almost completely defeated.
Yeah.
You remember that? Life came at us quick. Life came at us real quick over there.
Shit changes quick.
Real quick. I did not appreciate the moment enough, but I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And
you go.
a lot of people get blamed for us losing that game. I'm not one of them. So
There you go.
Boom.
we just continue to keep it moving.
I'm going to blame myself because I wasn't on the field because I was injured that year, and I was.
That was one of the greatest stories of all time. I held the biggest kicking challenge in the history of football.
Who won it?
What's your problem? What's your problem?
I'm just kidding.
You did. You did, though. You did win. That was a big moment. Were you just in so much pain? Is that why you didn't kick? What happened? You had your hip surgery. Then something happened.
And then I had 3 surgeries that year: hip surgery, and then rehabbing. I tore my meniscus, had that fixed, and then retore, and then I had another surgery during our bye week, and I just couldn't get back at it.
Jesus.
I
So
know,
soft.
come on, pansy.
Yeah, so soft, bro. Unbelievable. He was trying to kick, his fucking leg just falling off.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bill Pulling's like, there's no way you should be kicking right now. Wish you were though. Matt Stover, good guy. Learned a lot from him. You know what he brought into the world, and now that we have you here, we should definitely talk about this because this has been a conversation the last couple of weeks. People bringing stuff on the field to mark the spot. This has become a conversation piece. So
Yeah.
just like kickers getting mulligan attempts for game winners or at the end of half whenever coaches call timeout to try to ice, we used to try to steal a kick so you can get like a quick feel for the wind, a ball, the kick, whatever it was. Then so many special teams coordinators bitched about it. The refs started changing the rules. Now you see refs run in and like bat the ball, try to block the kick. Like, no practice shots, no practice shots. They got a timeout. It was ridiculous that has happened, but it has happened over the years. Another thing that has been spotted by, I assume, other special teams coordinators, and they're not happy about it, is guys bringing things out to mark a spot on the ground. Makes life a lot easier for the holder, makes it a lot easier for the kicker, and now it's being banned and spotlighted. We never did anything like that ever,
No.
but normally people that do it, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Do you think it's that big of a deal? I don't really.
I don't, unless it's giving an extra. You know, obviously, if there's something that gives it elevation
so for
or
people
something,
that don't
that's
know,
a different story.
they're bringing like a piece of tape out that like will stick out in the grass, and it's like, hey, that's the spot. So the kicker can just mark off its steps from the spot. The holder doesn't have to have their hand down, doesn't have to do anything, and then whenever you catch the ball, a lot easier to find that spot because there's obviously a target there that you're putting the ball down on. They're cracking down on that now. I actually watched a ref at a Colts game walk up and grab a piece from I forget who was doing it.
Was it the Eagles?
I don't know who it was.
Eagles were
Chiefs,
definitely
Chiefs
one
is
of
what
them.
I was
Chiefs were
thinking.
definitely
Chiefs
one
or
of them.
Eagles, somebody. Ref actually walked up before the ball was kicked. They almost got delayed game because he grabbed the piece. It was like a piece of turf that was put down there, grabbed it out of the way. Kicker had to retake the steps. And I was watching. I'm like, holy shit, there's something happening right here. I don't know how many people do it. It's an interesting thing that's taking place.
If you play on a grass field, as you're going out, take a pinch of the white paint or whatever, and then you can just set it down and mark it that way too. Like I understand that you shouldn't necessarily bring a foreign object out there to give, hey, put it on this penny or something, so you got a visual. But I also think, like, come on, man, really?
A little piece of grass.
Yeah, I mean, it's just getting. I know what Stover used to put a little piece of tape, right? Is
Yes.
that what it was? You always had like little pieces on your sock. Or
It was
something that you had to do?
unbelievable. It was my first year holding. I'd never done it before, and now I got like these little square pieces of tape that I got to put out there, put down, and now it's like immediate judgment on the hold. Like,
Yeah.
where were you? I got pretty good. I mean, I was a pretty good holder, but I could see how you'd want that as a something.
No, actually I don't, because if you miss the spot, I don't want to sit there
That's
and
what I
go,
was
God
gonna say.
damn it, Pat, you missed it by an inch. No, just put it down and I'll bang it through.
Yeah, you were a lot different than Silver. You two approached the game vastly differently. Both had a lot of success, and both were very nice to me, which I appreciate.
Like in the middle of your approach as a kicker, if you see him miss the spot by that much, that in my head would fuck me up.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it either. Yeah, let's just make sure that thing's standing up and down here a little bit with a good lean.
Give me a good lean and we'll make the rest. We'll figure it out from there.
Nobody talks about the perfect season we almost had. How old were you? You were fucking old when that happened too. When it came to kickers.
Yeah, no, I was, I mean, yeah, it was, I guess I was probably about 10 years with the Colts, so 18, 19, 20 years, something like that in the league, yeah.
Missed one. Tennessee Titans. Never forget it.
Come on.
I know,
There's a
last
storm.
game of the year.
There's a storm happening. East Coast. What happened? What was that?
Was it
I think that was it.
hurricane? Was that? if
Yeah, and it was fucking
10
windy.
years?
Nashville gets windy. People like
It
Nashville.
might have been Sandy if it was 10 years into Colts.
I'm not sure. It was a windy day, but Tennessee gets windy. Like, it is a windy stadium, and it's not really, doesn't really get talked about much. And it can be a little chilly down there, too. We're going right into the wind. It was like 40. That was a fucking bummer. Missed one all year, the hell of a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, year, made all
Got it
pro.
done.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
bad.
there it
Pro
is.
Bowl, made all pro.
Hey, I tell you what, I was not gonna lie. I thought the Vegas kicker was going for the 40-something in a row. I was watching tentatively on that
Oh,
because
yeah?
he got real close. He was only a couple
Is
kicks
that how
off.
many we had?
We had 4. What is the?
I don't know.
I'm sorry for not knowing right now. I should know.
This is your.
Yeah, 40. God dang it.
How many we hit straight? 40 some? Is that real?
Somebody
I was gonna say,
looked
where's
at
the
that.
football?
Real.
Is that real?
It's on that football.
Oh yeah, that should be here. That's in the office somewhere.
44 in a row.
So it was Colts at Titans, and the date of that game was October 28th, 2012. Sandy was from October 22nd to November 2nd, 2012, so it could have been Hurricane.
Yeah.
Sandy game.
So
It
there it
was
was.
Sandy,
yeah,
yeah.
because I remember being like, "Fuck, it is very." We were very. I mean, we were in the middle of.
A lot on the line here.
That's we had already broken a record for most in a row, and it was going to be perfect season. And then as we're trotting on the field, it's like worst case.
Oh fuck.
Left hash, I do recall, left hash into the from the Colts left to right side.
Right. Correct. The open side. Yep.
Yeah.
So do you watch that stuff then? Like when McPherson last year in the playoffs was going for it, he actually said to Pat on the show he was going for your record. Do you kind of follow that a little?
Well, yeah. Well, yes and no. Like I'm not so conceited that I need to keep my records and this
Yeah.
and that. But when he had a really nice postseason last year and had a lot of attempts, and yeah, I mean he ended up tie. I think we had the same amount of field goals in a postseason together. So yeah, I literally was watching the Super Bowl and going, man, if this guy has one
Yeah.
more.
Oh fuck.
I'm going to be forgotten forever.
Right. It's kind of nice being on the top of the board. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I would say anybody that says that they don't think about that is a liar. Because I mean, for sure,
Especially
I mean,
if
it's
you're up
cool.
there.
Yeah.
Especially if
Especially if you're at the
course.
very top.
you're Shout out to Overton too, by the way. He snapped for the Cowboys. He's part of that. 44 straight. I didn't know we did that.
Damn.
Pretty fucking good operation, AJ. Pretty good
A
operation.
lot of good
Great
holds in
operation.
that.
Also had a 35 straight.
Vanderjack was second. I saw on there. Vanderjack's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yep. He was second, and then I think Gary Anderson was third. But
He had a perfect
now
season.
I think what's his name from
Peyton's greatest clip.
Yeah. Yep.
Peyton's greatest clip from the Pro Bowl. Our idiot kicker got liquored up and ran his mouth.
Yeah.
I was the kicker at the Pro Bowl at the time, and every one of those guys are looking at me like, dude, and I didn't say it. That's not me.
Yeah.
I know better than that. I'm not doing that. But they were all looking at me like, really? And I'm like, hey, man.
Hey, you're representing
Oh,
all
dude.
kickers there.
I guess.
You
I
should see
love
what it's like for
Vanderjack.
me. Anytime somebody kicks one not great in any division of football, I will get a mention.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I feel terrible for that person. Gonna happen though.
Yeah.
Keep swinging.
That's the game.
Keep
Triple
swinging.
Sticks was calling for you to kick
Yeah.
the Cowboys yesterday.
Yeah, did you hear that? That was fucking wild. I said, I don't think.
Yeah. Oh, thanks,
I'm
pal.
enjoying watching these games at home. You think I want to go through what Maher's going through?
Yeah.
No way.
You know, I think it would be fun to go back and play a couple. My knee would blow up if I tried a whole season. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I think I can make the first 3 or 4 weeks and be okay. But by the middle of that season, I'm like, how many games we got left? Oh, Jesus, you know. So, you know, do TY, jump in,
There you go. Yeah. I was
2
gonna
weeks
say.
left, and then ride this, the postseason out.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So I'm
too.
35 right now. Okay, I'm 35. I assume hey, here it is. On October 28, 2018, against the Oakland Raiders, Adam Vinatieri broke the NFL record for most points scored in an NFL career with a 25-yard field goal.
Hell yeah.
This is it right here, buddy. Look at all your fucking records, bro. NFL record holder for most career points. Does that matter? I don't know. 4-time Super Bowl champion. Is that good? I don't know. 3-time Pro Bowler. Should have been more.
Yeah.
3-time first team All Pro. Should have been more.
Yeah.
NFL record 44 straight field goals made. There we are.
Boom.
Bam. Most seasons with 100 points. Unbelievable. Most postseason field goals in a career. Most points in a postseason career. Most field goals in a single postseason 14, which is tied by Money Mac last year.
Got to be most game-winning Super Bowl kicks as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're the only, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty good, dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look at this. 6 foot tall, 212 pounds. South Dakota State fuck, it says.
Yeah, right
Pretty
there.
good.
You should say that.
pretty good.
Good looking 212.
Hey, great look.
Yeah.
Well, where you at right now? You're 240 right now. 235.
232.
Oh, you on a scale every day?
Not every day, but
Oh, we're in it right
Here
now.
we go.
literally, I don't.
AJ, he's in it right now, dude.
Just trying to look like you, man. Just trying to look like
Look
you.
at this dude's traps. Look at your shoulders. What are you doing for shoulders, man?
All right.
Yeah, you're doing a lot. We doing a lot
Lady
of
needs
stuff
help
here.
with the
Saw
baby.
every video.
A little bit of everything.